We live in a world full of losers and nobody is asking any question. Why is that? Why nobody has the drive to change that mindset? If we think a little bit about how society is built and the things that we are told to do in order to achieve happiness, is basically playing constantly against us because we are sold that happiness should be comfort. The more comfort we accumulate, many times the less meaningful life we have. And what happens is that if you look around, losers are in constant need of motivation. Motivation is like dopamine. That's exactly what losers need, to have a hit of feeling like they are winning in life. But when this is over, it basically drops and they have the same cycle of losing constantly. And then it would be another dopamine hit and so on and so forth. Winners don't need that. The only thing that winners need is fear. When you think about your fears, you have enough drive to not be a loser anymore. In my case, I never been living a life on my own terms. I actually started my scientific studies or scientific bachelor to pursue a career because that was what my father wanted me to be, not what I wanted to do. I ended up in a different or in a country where it was not of my own choice because I follow a relationship here. My life has been conditioned and I've been trapped because of a financial situation since I was 24. And this financial pressure has been following me all my life. So, of course, I have fears. I've been also overweight. I've been ashamed of my own body. So, every time, people ask me, like, how can I be consistent? How can I wake up at 4 a.m. every single day, Monday to Sunday? How can I train, work out hard every single day? How can I work also, develop things every single day? Well, guess what? I have fear. I have fear to be ashamed of my body again. I have fear to not live a life on my own terms. I also have fear to not progress in life because out of my own reflection, those days where I felt like happier than ever were the days that I felt I was progressing towards my targets. So that's the simple fact. When you do not have or you do not reflect on your own fears and you just comply, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be stuck always in that loop and you will just need, okay, let's go for a restaurant, another meal, or let's go to buy something, do some shopping, or let's, now we are traveling to another country for a weekend. You just need the constant dopamine hit. Or let's watch a movie, because your life sucks so much that you need some kind of interesting perception of someone else's life. So think about that. Isn't it better to reflect on your own fears and try to live a life on your own terms, controlling what you want to do, rather than just living what anybody else is telling you or how everybody else is telling you? So the only way to stop being a loser is basically to reflect on your own fears. Because when you do not have a meaningful life, you do not feel like you are working towards your targets to not get back to that, you use your time in things that destroy you. It could be anything, it could be any vices, it could be video games to get this stimulation, it could be movies, it could be watching sports, it could be porn, it could be smoke, it could be alcohol, it could be parties, it could be drugs. That's how you use the time, when you don't have a proper meaning in your life. So reflect a little bit about that. And if you want to stop being a loser, think about what you fear the most. Do not get back again to that situation. See you in the next video.